This is a few things I've learned when putting a big block. This is a 454 and a 57 Chevy. Now this here motor is moved 3/4 inch forward. You'll notice how close the valve cover is to the firewall. That's, I'd say, about a 1/2 inch there at most. I had to use the standard height Chevy valve covers because of the valve covers. If I used anything other than that, it would hit the firewall. So you'd have to go forward more if you want to use higher valve covers, or you can lower the motor mounts. Now I use these aftermarket motor mounts. I don't know if you can see it down here very well. I'll show it to you on the other side. And kept the same height as the standard engine would set in here. You'll notice that the exhaust manifold are Sanderson headers. They not only clear the standard height starter, but they also clear the frame and everything. On this side here, you'll see this mount here is made by DF Brakes. It holds the rack and pinion steering system. I also had a problem with the oil pan hitting this mount going across. I'll show you a solution for that. And another thing to remember while we're on this side here is this here fuel pump. I had to get one without a bowl on the bottom, because if you have a bowl on the bottom, it's going to hit your cross member there. So get one without a bowl that's movable on the bottom. Let's go to the other side. On this side, you'll notice that the power brake booster is a smaller diameter, because if it was larger, any larger than that, it would hit the valve covers there. Plus, if I had taller valve covers, I'd also have an issue with that. The distributor is a standard HEI distributor, and it just barely makes it in there. You can just get your finger between that and the firewall. Look on this side, and I don't know if you can see that motor mount or not, but it's right here. And it's welded in there, and this, like I say, is 3/4 inch forward. The next issue was the rack and pinion steering. If I tried other kind of headers, and they wouldn't fit in here because there was no space. They get right in the way of this steering column here. So I went with the rack and pinion steering with a I did it tilt column, and these Sanderson headers cleared them both, but not by much. Also, at the bottom of the Sanderson headers, the collector pipe, the 3-inch collector, it's got 3 holes in it. You'll need to get the offset collector adapters from Sanderson to be able to get by that bottom cross member that supports the rack and pinion steering. Let me give you a shot under the car. If you'll see under here, it's got a Mulladon oil pan. I put this under here because it's the only one that would clear this crossbar going across and not touch the bracket holding the rack and pinion up. You notice how I had to weld, not very good, I would say, the pipes at an off angle to clear on this side. They're even tighter on the other side. Here's the rack and pinion, as you can see up under it. That's an issue. So that's a Mulladon oil pan, but when you get that Mulladon oil pan, you also need to get the pickup, oil pickup that's made for that oil pan, so to get in there right. Let's go back up top here now. Next issue I came across was the pulley system. I wanted to put the air conditioner on the passenger side so that the air conditioner hose pipes to carry the Freon, or I guess what's a new term now? Forgot. Either way, the 2 hoses that go into the air conditioner would be on the passenger side of the engine, so it wouldn't go across the engine and pick up all that heat. So in order to put it over here, I ordered a set of pulleys. You could get the serpentine pulley system, but I wanted it to look classic, close to a classic type setup as I could. So I ordered this pulley system right here from Allen Grove Pulleys, and it worked out well. So I could put the alternator on the driver's side and the air compressor on the passenger side. Now this here is a pressed aluminum shield for the radiator I originally got that plastic one that was made for this, and trust me, it's no good at all. The radiator on the front is the front radiator support is a 6-cylinder support, so I put the radiator in the position in front of the support. This is in a 6-cylinder position. This is a 4-core desert radiator. It's a desert cooler 4-core radiator. If you notice, everything in here is pretty tight, but we've still got a lot of room in here, and if I had the serpentine system, this would be all full of pulleys, gunk, and everything else. And it would block some of the airflow coming in. I know there's debate on that. I also thought about putting an electric pusher or puller fan on it, but I don't like that noise from the fan blowing, so like I say, I went with a high performance fan blade and using standard pulley system. Next thing I thought about was I put a electric fuel pump in the back, mounted it on solid rubber mounts, but when you turn it on, so that's why I went with these aftermarket mechanical fuel pump on the other side. And let's see, anything else here that was difficult? We used a turbo 400 transmission. Excuse the garage, it's a mess, I know. And if you see under here, I used an aftermarket transmission support bar to go across here. Bolts right up and welds right up to your frame, and then the support mount. And then all you have to do is take and change your front yoke and have your drive shaft's going to have to be, I would imagine it's going to be shortened for the turbo 400, but the 350 I think it's close to the same length. But the amount of teeth up here on the yoke is different. Also, this dual exhaust system, it's not very well put in, of course, haven't finished it yet, is a Flowmaster exhaust system. It goes right through, works very well. I put air shocks in the rear, and I want to leave my car standard height, so hoping that turns out well. I use a B&M automatic shifter, which I haven't finished yet, but it fits well in the center, and a tilt I did at steering column. And I hope this helps some of you guys out that's going to go old school and put a big block in your 57. Maybe some of the things I said will help you. But either way, if you like 55 to 57 Chevys, please visit my website, www.Trifive.com. That's www.Trifive.com. It's a free website where everybody gets together and just talks about 55 to 57 Chevys. And thank you for listening to me.